PWHL Draft Declaration list was released. We got 167 names of players who declared themselves eligible for the draft in the PWHL, which is being held June 10th in St. Paul, Minnesota. But there will only be 7 rounds, so with 6 teams, that means a total of 42 players will be drafted. Now, we know the draft order based on the final standings of the teams, and it looks like this. New York will draft first, followed by Ottawa, then Minnesota, then Boston, Montreal, and Toronto, by virtue of finishing first overall, gets the 6th pick. And this is not a snake draft, it will stay in that order round after round. And some really big names will make a huge difference in their team's lineups. So GMs are already planning and they're addressing their needs, putting together their lists.
When you look at the draft class, I think the skill and talent in this league is going to continue to grow, and each team is going to get more competitive year after year.
We do know the draft will be held in conjunction with the PWHL award ceremony the next day. So it's sure to be a great showcase for the league with both of those taking place June 10th and 11th. And you know the GMs are planning already. They're looking over their needs and putting together the order. And things can change from round to round as the names go by. You know, last summer we did have one surprise early on, a little bit, when Toronto selected Jocelyn The Rock, a veteran defender, early on. And that might be a sign of what we see again. I expect there to be a bit of a run on defenders, but we'll see if that happens in the first round or maybe on into the second. And don't forget, draft picks are also tradable, so keep that in mind in case we see any teams trying to move up, like packaging 2 picks to move up or for someone they want in the draft. It's sure to be exciting. And also, I've been keeping my draft ranking list updated on all my social media, so be sure to check out my Twitter, Instagram, and the community tab here on YouTube. I will also have all of the stats and information you need to know on these players. Some you will be already familiar with from international play or the NCAA, but there are some players that you might need to know more about when their names are called on draft day. I'll be making some more videos, so be sure to hit subscribe and follow along here as the date gets even closer. I'll have lots and lots of information. My own top 6 rankings have even changed based on some things we know about what teams need in their lineup and sort of what the trends are based on what is happening in the playoffs. I also did a list of how we thought the first round might go with Karissa Donkin on the Puck Drop podcast, so I'll drop a link to that in the description. Be sure to look for that during the 6 in 6 segment where we went over how we thought that first round would go. Of course, Sarah Fillier has been the consensus number 1 for quite a while now, and I do believe we'll see PWHL New York take her.
So over the last 2 years, I took 2 years off of school and I went and played with the national women's ice hockey team for Team Canada, and we won.
It's just too much to pass up on a versatile scorer like her. She can really do it all. She's had great success at the international level, including in the World Championships. But we might see someone like Danielle Serdachny move up based on, her combination of size and skill. And then what about the 2 American stars, Kayla Barnes and Hannah Bilka? Will they go to the American teams at number 3 and 4, Minnesota and Boston? That might be a good fit, as it looks like Minnesota could use maybe a defender, and Boston would love to have Bilka up front to contribute some scoring. And then there's more intrigue at number 5 and 6 for Montreal and Toronto. Will we see defenders start to come into play here and become prioritized right around this time? My guess is that someone like Ronja Savalainen from Finland would be taken early. She's a great defender, and I can't see her going any further than number 8 or 9. There are some really intriguing other defenders like Daniela Pesova and Maya Nyland-Pearson. So which team might take those early on, and which team is going to take a goaltender first? And don't forget the really intriguing names like Amanda Kessel and Claire Thompson, who basically didn't play last year, but they're veteran players who are sure to go pretty high in the draft. How high do we see Kessel going? And I already think Thompson is pretty much penciled in for the first round. I can't see Montreal passing up on her if she's there. And those players coming from Europe that are a little bit older and could contribute some veteran presence, those are just going to make the draft really interesting to see whether teams go with the youth straight out of the NCAA or grab some of those players that are something like 27, 29, 30 years old. Someone like Nora Toulouse, who's 28, and of course, Kessel is 32. And I will be holding a mock draft of my own right here on the channel, so be sure to hit subscribe so you get that as soon as it's released. I've already got some controversy going on my Twitter feed about whether maybe Amanda Kessel might be taken first overall. Sir Dacney could jump in there and be taken first or second. Where do you think all these players are going to fit, and who do you want your favorite team to take? Drop a comment below. Be sure to hit like and share. And thanks so much for your support. Don't forget, we will have a lot more coming up, so be sure to follow me on all the socials. And thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.